Hey, guess what? Clarity is not going to change your life. I know that's not what you have been told. You can see your problem clearly, but still not have any kind of movement in your life. And today I am going to show you why. Let's start. I'm Jory. Welcome back to the Refinement Room. This video is part 2 of a 2-part series. In the first video, we talked about burnout. In part 1, we talked about why you're stuck. It's not burnout, it's misalignment. And if you haven't watched that, I want you to start there first. So stop this video and go watch part 1, then come back. So today, I'm not going to hand you this long checklist of items to do. I'm going to shift what you believe about getting clarity, because most people think that clarity, it's the finish line. It's the thing that I must have in order to be right and to move forward in life. And guess what? We're barely scratching the surface. It's a starting line. So let me show you what's actually between the life you have now and the one you almost keep living. So you see, most people feel like when they finally get clarity on their design, on their purpose, on their calling, on their giftings, on their personality, then once I have all that, then they'll finally move. So they end up chasing clarity, and they genuinely understand themselves better than they ever have. I'm not going to discredit that, because it's actually a good thing to know yourself. And then nothing happens after that. They're just as stuck as before, except now they have clarity and they're still stuck. And that can absolutely mess with you and cause you tons of frustration in your life and in my own life. Clarity is not the thing that moves you. It's something to aim for, something like a target. It actually shows you in the direction or where you should aim. But you see, my friends, seeing a target and hitting a target are two separate things. You see, in part 1, we covered reflect and reveal. And both of those together absolutely can give you clarity. You study your story, you discover your wiring, you see your design. That is good and that is necessary, but it's incomplete. You can see exactly where you are and stay stuck. Let me show you what stands between clarity and the life that you want. There are 3 more movements that we're going to discuss in this video. We're getting ready to get into it, but I want you to pay attention to something. None of them are about getting more clarity. They're about what you do once you have the clarity. First is called refocus. And here's a belief that most people get wrong. They think if I can get clear, then they're supposed to change everything at one time. So they look at this whole life that's been misaligned because they've gotten clarity now, and then they freeze because it becomes overwhelming. Refocus is the understanding that you don't have to change everything at once. You change the one thing that matters right now. If you get clarity, it can show you 10 things that you need to get back into alignment. Refocus is the discipline. Instead of focusing on all 10, you focus on one thing. You see, in Ecclesiastes 3, it says there is a time for everything, not everything at once. People that tend to move once they get clarity, they will focus on one thing. The second is called rebuild. And here's the belief that keeps people stuck. They think they just need to get better goals, a new plan, or even just writing a list down. Rebuild is not just about goals, it's actually having vision. Vision is a clear picture of where you would like to be and who you are becoming. In Proverbs 29:18, it says, without a vision, the people perish. The word there means to drift. And here is a deep truth. Pay attention to this. You may want to write this down. It's very difficult to make a decision when you don't have vision tied to it. You see, every yes and no in life goes on the backdrop of vision. Most people are just trying to set goals or have decisions without vision even being part of the conversation. And when people are having a hard time making decisions, it's not being lazy. It just means there's no vision behind it. And the third is respond. And this is where most people get it wrong in the exact same way. They think the first step has to be this gargantuan, humongous step that they have to take. So for example, quit your job, blow up your life, make the dramatic move. And because all of those things are terrifying, they don't move. Respond is not about taking the big leap. In James 1:22, it talks about not just being hearers of the word, but being doers of the word. And the thing is, it's not always a dramatic thing. It's one conversation. It's just one email. It's one decision that maybe you have been avoiding. And the belief that I want to shift in this is that you don't have to have courage for the entire staircase. You just need to have courage for the first step. That's it. The next step is almost always smaller than the fear that's yelling in your mind. So I'm not going to walk you through the entire process today. That's the actual work, and it's personal to your life. But I want to leave you with just one thing. Ask yourself a simplistic question. If I could only change one thing in the next 90 days, what would that be? What would matter the most? I'm not asking you to make a plan. I'm not asking you to even figure it out. I'm simply asking you to ask the one question and sit with that. Because the moment you stop trying to change everything and name one thing, that's the moment that clarity becomes movement. Now, here's the honest part. Naming one thing, it's a start. But actually working through all 5 movements that we've been talking about in the first video and in this video, that is a process. It is the work, and it's not something that this video can do for you. That's exactly why the refinement room coaching process is in place. Look, here on YouTube, I'll give you the what, the why. I'll help answer questions. I'll help you understand maybe why you're stuck, maybe why you're out of alignment, why clarity isn't enough. I'll give you all of it. But you see, this is a very individualized process. No one in this world has your same fingerprint. No one in this world has your same story. But with your story and the 5 movements, walking you through that process, that's what we do one-on-one together. And if you're tired of seeing clearly but not having any movement, I want you to click apply in the link in the description below. And wherever you are, I want you to start with the one thing question that we just talked about. So drop in the comment below, what's your one thing? The one thing that would matter most in the next 90 days. Naming it publicly is literally taking ownership of that thing. And here's what I want you to walk away believing. Clarity was never your problem. You see plenty. It's time to move. One focus, vision-driven, courageous step at a time. This is the Refinement Room, and I will see you in the next one.